Good word, y'all. DKB here. So, could the Jets be interested in a six-time first team All-Pro during this free agency? I would say the answer has to be an absolute yes. And if I'm Joe Douglas, I'm doing anything I can to bring this guy in on our defense. I'm talking about linebacker Bobby Wagner. And, for those that don't remember, he could have been a Jets pick once upon a time. I think Rex Ryan would have loved to have seen this guy in his defense. We ended up trading it to the Seahawks, and we know how that ended up going. But keep in mind, the player that we missed out on and traded up to get over a guy like Bobby Wagner was wide receiver Stephen Hill, to add insult to injury. But old story, different team, different franchise. Current day, we are looking at Bobby Wagner. He's just coming off of mutually parting ways with the Rams. They both considered moving forward that there would be a better opportunity for his services, and I'm definitely hoping it's going to be with the New York Jets. Keep in mind, during free agency last year in 2022, we were actually connected to Bobby Wagner as well. That's via the Robert Saleh connection there with his time he spent during the Seahawks. And, if you aren't familiar with Bobby Wagner, you had to have been living under a rock, or you just don't pay plenty of attention to the NFL, because he's been one of the best, if not arguably the best linebacker to enter the NFL since 2012. And there's plenty of accolades and awards and statistics that do it justice. But one of the things that I think he's going to bring, which is a huge skill set in and of itself, even though it's kind of out of their control, durability. The guy has missed a whopping one game in the last 4 years. In fact, I think he's only missed a career total of like 5 games, if I'm remembering correctly, at a position like linebacker, when you're going out there and you're almost definitely hitting somebody on a snap by snap basis. I find that incredible. Now, some of the other things, we're talking about a guy that's only he's going on his 12th year in the NFL if he does decide he wants to continue to play. He's only had 1 year in an 11-year career so far where he hasn't been a first team or second team All-Pro at linebacker. Think about that for a minute, especially when you have guys that, at one point racking up 100 combined tackles kind of seemed like a crazy feat. We have a guy here that's, racking up almost 130, 140, like it's just another day in the office. He also, at least since about 2018, this could extend a little bit further, but it was hard to find enough data for it. He hasn't allowed more than 2 touchdowns in coverage, and so he's not the best linebacker in that area, but he far exceeds anything that we have on this roster. I mean, he barely gives up over 10 yards per completion, and knowing that the linebacker core, which has been targeted to our detriment for years now, could have a guy like him with his presence, his mentality, his understanding, his experience, his All-Pro capability, I think would do wonders, especially when you think about pairing him up with a guy like C.J. Mosley, who's coming off his own second-team All-Pro performance. This could rejuvenate this entire linebacker core. You're talking about giving the young guys, Jamie Sherwood and Hamza Nasruddin, another option and another veteran to try to help instill some pro tips that could maybe take their game to the next level and see them be, long-term starters for this New York Jets franchise. That would come due to his over 10,000 snaps worth of experience. One of the other things that I really love with the guy as well is he just doesn't miss tackles. He's available. He doesn't miss tackles. He's not a coverage liability. He's going to bring off a tremendous playoff pedigree. 8 of his 11 seasons he spent in the playoffs. He's almost been in the playoffs more times than the New York Jets have been in like the last 20 decades, which is crazy to say. And actually, he might actually beat it just off the top of my head. It doesn't sound right, but still, and I think this is the guy again that we can bring in He'll have an immediate place and presence. I think the only question mark will be, what is the price point? He's just coming off a 5-year, $50 million Rams contract, and he obviously didn't see the full 5 years in, but it essentially seemed like it was a 1-year, $10 million contract. I don't think that's too much to ask for if you consider the range that it seems like Quincy Williams may be in is somewhere between 3 and 8 million. Quan Alexander's maybe somewhere between 2.5 and 6 million, I would say. Either way, I would say Bobby Wagner can maybe not duplicate what they're doing together, but I think he would bring overall a better skill set immediately to the New York Jets, which will allow somebody like, again, Jamian Sherwood, Hamza Nasruddin, maybe a linebacker that we draft to kind of slow pace themselves as that third linebacker in a rotation, but still get some significant amount of experience. So I'm sold on him. If it is true to any degree that the New York Jets can have a strong interest in him again, I would say this would be the year for us to go all in with us trying to get a Derek Carr and Aaron Rodgers, whoever the quarterback may be, but a veteran to help lead this roster, and then continuing to help elevate a defense that we will hope can finish in the top 5 again. I'm all for it. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Bobby Wagner, New York Jets, could be a strong interest there. Maybe we bring the all-pro, multiple playoff caliber player onto this defense and really help round things out. Appreciate you guys. Peace.